I'm the Tez.
Welcome to the TezDown. Welcome.
I'm the Tez.
Mic check 1 2. Welcome. Welcome to the TezDown. Party time. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, research, education, and parody. Under this act, fair use is permitted use of copyrighted content that might otherwise infringe on the exclusive rights of copyright holders. The TezDown podcast is a platform for entertainment and education. Edutainment, a blend of education and entertainment, emphasizes content that informs while it entertains. The views expressed in this channel's commentary do not necessarily reflect or represent the views of the hosts, and may not always reflect the complete or verified accuracy of information presented. All content, including commentary, analysis, and discussion, falls within the legal parameters of fair use. We make no claims to ownership of any third-party content. This is the TezDown. Sports unscripted, culture unfiltered. Thank you for understanding.
Blah, blah, gay sex, blah, blah, Congress.
Everybody up!
Push the goddamn button!
Push the goddamn button!
You heard what she said.
I'm only gonna do this once. Lord God, anything attached to me that could be holding me down and keeping me from my ascension. I pray that you detach that from me, so I can fly. They think ill about me, they still around me. Lord God, please set me free. I ain't going out like Gandhi, bet it won't be nobody next to me. Cause I'm watching the people I'm loving the closest way more than the people I don't. Cause the people that hurt me the most in this life are the people that's locked in my phone. They made a mistake, I gave them some grace. I make a mistake and they won't do the same. People be dishing out what they can't take and they take what they cannot get back to the game. I'm unforgiving cause I'm unforgetting. I harbor resentment, I know what you did me. I am not Jesus, it ain't no repentance when I'm on a mission and moving relentless. Been here before, I know the feeling. Think it's forever, the end to be chilling. Mike Jackson, my life is a thriller. Close to midnight, I turn to the villain. Boundaries over sparing your feelings. Sebastian gone, you can cry me a rip. To be great, you gon' have to be different. When you say it, they gotta know that you meant it. Long as your actions match your diction, people gon' know that you standing on business. A lot of experiences come with this wisdom. I'm only giving you what I've been living. Enlightened now, but still remember the time my mind was a prison. Enlightened now, but still remember the time I felt like a victim. I remember. Huh? Talk. Classic. Remember the time I felt like a victim. Classic. Yeah.
Enough about me.
Lord
Let's talk
God.
about me. What do you think of me?
Let me fly, huh? They think ill about me, they still around me. Lord God, please set me free. I ain't going out like Selena, bet it won't be nobody next to me. Cause I'm watching the people I'm loving the closest way more than the people I don't. Cause the people that hurt me the most in this life be the people that's locked in my phone. Come to people I'm already knowing. People fickle, coming and going. People different when weather is storm. Some people pull over when it start to pour. Some people pull over when it start to drizzle. Some people foul, I can't get a whistle. Make it or miss it, I'ma keep shooting myself like a pistol. I need you to hit me, I need you to feel me, I need you clear as a crystal. For all of my gotta go getters, this language I'm talking is different. Keep cracking the code, stacking your dough and using these hoes for business. Make money with her, not children. We catching bags, not feelings. It's the reason why scars still leave a mark when they done healing. It's the reason why all of us guard our hearts after hurt feelings. There really is no forgiveness. There really is no forgetting. It's happening for you, not happening to you. Just stay on the mission. Set me free. It's happening for you, not happening to you. Just stay on the mission. Set me free.
Good morning, everyone. It is bright and early on a Wednesday afternoon. This is the TezDown. Welcome to the TezDown. I am Tez. What's going on, Soft Rain? How you doing? Passports Go's in the building already. What's going on, Passports Go? What's going on, Soft Rain? How you doing today? We got a show scheduled for you today. We got a show scheduled for you today. I'm gonna hit some subjects that we've been slacking on a little bit, but also touching here on and touching there on. But we want to make sure that we take care of it in full. So we got millennials versus the boomers. Where's the job market? And then we got wife talk and freak talk. Mind you guys, it's gonna be 18 plus today. We don't want any kids in here. Don't need them in here trying to muddy up what we got going on. Nope, don't need that one bit. So you guys make sure that you take care of that. If you're at work, put your headphones on because we're gonna be talking about some grown folk stuff today. So put your headphones on if you're at work. If you guys haven't shared out the stream yet, make sure you share the stream out. That's going to be a good thing for me, for everybody that's in here. Real grown folk stuff today. Did y'all have a good show last night? Y'all, I'm sure y'all did. I was in there for most of it, and then I got tired and went to sleep because I've been up forever. And I've been on medication, as y'all are well aware of. We the ones in here. Y'all already know. Put your ones up. We the ones. Real grown folks talk. Real grown folks talk. Let's get started on our first subject of the day. We're going to go ahead and throw this in here. We got millennial dilemmas. Millennial dilemmas. So what do you think a millennial dilemma could be in today's society? I should probably put this on the charger. Millennial dilemmas. Probably one of the problems that we have as millennials today is the job market. The job market's kind of trash. Don't you guys agree? I mean, I'm sure that you probably think the same thing that I do. The job market sucks, and it's not where it should be or why it should be even. But let's go ahead and get cracking on our show today. Let's go, y'all. Shout out to my brother and his wife for being the thumbnail today. We're gonna do one of their videos later on today. We got to make sure that that video is hitting when it hits. You feel me? Let's get cracking in our episode today. Let's see where we go start at. Where do you guys want to start at today? Let's start right here. I like starting here. We go crank it the right way. We're gonna crank it the right way, y'all. So let's go. What up, Cassie? How you doing?
What happens when an entire generation does everything right and still ends up behind? An entire generation was raised hearing that they were exceptional, that they could become anything, achieve anything, build any life they imagined. They studied, they followed the advice they were given, they worked hard, and yet many of them ended up unable to afford the same life that once felt completely normal, just one generation earlier. That's a psychological experiment nobody consciously agreed to. We're talking about millennials, people born roughly between 1981 and 1996. And before you dismiss this as another conversation about generations, stay with me for a moment, because the psychology behind this group is more complicated than the usual jokes about avocado toast or student loans. For the first time in modern American history, a generation entered adulthood expecting to be worse off financially than their parents. Research from the Pew Research Center confirmed this several years ago, which means millions of people are living with a strange psychological contradiction. They grew up believing effort would naturally lead to stability, but the reality they encountered looked very different. Imagine spending your childhood hearing that the future was wide open, that if you studied hard and stayed disciplined, everything would fall into place. Then graduating directly into a financial crisis, where the reward for all that effort becomes a college degree that costs more than a house once did. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance, when two beliefs about reality collide, and millennials have been navigating that tension for most of their adult lives. But the story doesn't stop with economics. Psychologist Jean Twenge studied this generation extensively in her book, Generation Me. Her research uncovered something interesting. Millennials often score higher than previous generations on measures of narcissism, but they also report higher levels of anxiety and depression, which creates a strange psychological combination. A generation raised to believe they were extraordinary while quietly wondering if they're falling behind. To understand why this happened, you have to look at the timeline millennials grew up in.
I mean, yeah. If you remember school and you remember what they taught people, is that they taught people they were great and that everybody could do anything. So they're working like always. Well, this is the show for you. Most definitely. This is one of the shows you're going to love the most.
They were raised during the self-esteem movement of the 1980s and 1990s. Parents and teachers emphasized encouragement and confidence. Children were repeatedly told they were talented and capable. The intention was positive. The goal was to raise confident children. But those same children entered adulthood during one of the most unstable economic periods in recent history. The financial crisis of 2008 hit right as many millennials were graduating. They stepped into a job market that had suddenly collapsed. The path they had prepared for no longer existed in the same way. At the same time, another shift was taking place. Social media was becoming part of everyday life. Millennials encountered it during their teenage years and early adulthood, exactly when identity formation is at its most sensitive stage. Facebook launched in 2004. Instagram followed in 2010, which means millennials learned how to become adults while simultaneously learning how to present their lives to an audience. Psychologist Tim Kasser has studied the relationship between external validation and well-being. His research shows that when people tie their self-worth to outside approval, mental health often declines, and social media quietly reinforces that pattern. Life becomes something you present, something you curate, a public version of yourself, constantly compared with everyone else. At the same time, many millennials began delaying traditional milestones that once defined adulthood: marriage, home ownership, starting families. Surveys show that many still want these things, but the economic barriers are much higher. So you end up with people in their 30s who still feel like they're waiting for life to truly begin, like adulthood keeps getting postponed. Psychology actually has a concept that helps explain this feeling. When people remain stuck in long periods of anticipation without reaching expected milestones, the body accumulates stress, a phenomenon known as allostatic load. Your system stays prepared for a future transition that never fully arrives, like staring at the loading screen of your own life. Another factor shaping this generation is the story they were told growing up. The message was simple: work hard, go to college, find a stable job, build your life step by step. For decades, that formula worked reasonably well, but by the time millennials followed that path, the system had already changed. College tuition had skyrocketed. Entry-level jobs suddenly required years of experience, and stable careers were replaced with contract work. In psychology, when reality contradicts your expectations about how the world works, it creates something called schema disruption. Your mental map no longer matches the territory. When that happens to an entire generation, it reshapes how millions of people view institutions and the future. This may explain why millennials are often described as both idealistic and cynical. They still believe the world should be fair, but they're no longer convinced that it is. Another criticism often directed toward millennials is job hopping. They're portrayed as disloyal.
So here's the first thing about this. I don't know about you, but I'm not somebody that likes to switch jobs often. But I will switch a job often because the jobs suck. I'll tell you that right now. If I'm in a job and the job is crap, I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna be sitting there wasting my time on a job that nobody seems to care about except for me when I'm there. I'm not gonna do that. That's a waste of my time. It's a waste of their time. I mean, technically, it's a waste of everybody's time if nobody likes what they're doing while they're there. That's why you focus on getting yourself to be as financially free as possible. And I know that's a difficult thing to do in today's society, but it still should be our main focus, is getting financially free so we can actually enjoy our lives. None of us should be working as much as we're working. We're working 60 plus hours per week to no avail, to be honest, other than surviving. And our badge of honor is our own survival.
Loyal employees who refused to stay with companies. But the workplace itself changed dramatically. Pensions disappeared, long-term security faded, contract work became common. Millennials didn't create instability in employment. They adapted to it. There's also something else often overlooked. Millennials are one of the most educated generations in history, and one of the most diverse. They grew up alongside the internet, which exposed them to countless perspectives and competing narratives. That environment encourages questioning authority. People who challenge systems are often labeled as entitled or difficult. But critical thinking naturally creates tension with structures that were never designed to be questioned. Another major shift involves mental health. Millennials helped normalize conversations about therapy, anxiety, and depression. Previous generations often treated these issues as personal weaknesses, but they're doing this while living in conditions that are objectively more stressful. Student debt has reached historic levels. Housing prices have dramatically outpaced wage growth, and job security has become increasingly fragile. So millennials often find themselves in a strange position, more aware of mental health, yet also more overwhelmed by the pressure surrounding them. And then there's the future itself. Millennials are also the generation watching climate change become increasingly visible, while being told they are responsible for solving it, despite having less institutional power and fewer economic resources than the generations before them. Psychologists now call this climate anxiety, a persistent uncertainty about the future of the planet. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, the psychology of millennials becomes easier to understand. They grew up with enormous expectations, entered adulthood during economic instability, built their identities alongside social media, and watched multiple global crises unfold in real time. Then society asks a simple question: why are
It's still unfolding right now.
they so anxious? Why haven't they bought houses yet? From a psychological perspective, the answer is surprisingly predictable. Human beings adapt to the environments they live in, and millennials are responding the way people tend to respond when the ground shifts beneath their feet, when the map they were given growing up no longer matches the territory they're standing in. If this perspective resonated with you, consider subscribing. And if you enjoy these psychological explorations, leave a like and turn on the notification bell.
I mean, we just got a lot right there. Let's break some of this down, okay? McKinnon says, I'm in marketing, so job hopping is baked into it, hence why we have to set up our own businesses for any sort of stability. Plus, it's far more lucrative. Yeah, I mean, if you're the person that's controlling the revenue, then you're going to have a more lucrative business. I 100% agree with you. I mean, they want millennials, the avocado toast eating generation, to solve all of the problems that they created with their greed. So I totally understand why so many people are upset with boomers and why there's so much millennial anger that's going on in society right now, because once again, they're the ones that are continuing to make the decisions for the rest of us. And then tell us that we're not working hard enough, even though all of us seem to work all day. Now, there are some people who have been freed. I'm not upset with the ones that have been freed from the system. I'm more than accommodating when it comes to that. But what it really comes down to is they wouldn't have had to get quote unquote free from the system if the system wasn't so oppressive. We wouldn't be trying to get free from the system right now if the system wasn't so oppressive. And that's the truth. What's up, Roxy? How are you doing? So we got to keep going on our mission today. That was just part one.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics,
we're going to try to find out where did the jobs go, because that's the biggest one that's next. So we're talking about job hopping, and we're talking about people who just decide that they're going to switch jobs every year, every 2 years. Why is this happening? Well, it happens because the job market isn't stable. So it makes you beg the question, what happened to our jobs? So that's the question that I have for you guys today. What happened to the jobs? And there's only one way to know what happened to the jobs. That's to go ahead and search it out. McKinnon says, there's a big factor where we grew up thinking the world of those who raised us, them telling us to be better, only to find out they had a sweet ride and ruined it for everyone else. That's valid anger. And I 100% agree that it's valid anger. You have to understand, and I think the other people that are in the same positions as us do understand that we worked our butts off, but following the rules, playing by societal rules that they laid out for us. And where is it? We have to ask ourselves these questions. They told us, go to school, get a degree, work hard, and you will win. So why are the millennials broke? Why are they more stressed? And why are they more lost than ever? We're going to ask the question that nobody wants to answer today. Did we get scammed? And I think that we did. I think that it was all a marketing scam to get us to fund their lifestyles.
Gen Z is facing the worst entry-level job market in nearly 40 years, with 2/3 of all entry-level roles filled by those with over 7 years of work experience. And with most employers not even considering hiring recent grads, AI is projected to eliminate 50% of all entry-level roles just within the next 4 years, raising the question, will Gen Z's career be nothing more than dead-end jobs? While you'd think that with every generation having been sold on the importance of a college education, only to then graduate into a job market actively gutting entry-level jobs, that as Gen Z faces the worst layoff since 2009, the second straight year of historic job revisions, stagnant wages, and mass outsourcing, all alongside rapid technological expansion, it would finally be enough to prove the system is failing the nation's workforce. But instead, society continues to lack any forward thinking.
When they talk about the recent grads having a hard time finding work, poor you, suck it up, Buttercup. I came out and started working after the dot-com collapse in 2000. Like, it's supposed to be difficult.
Leaving Gen Z to pay the cost of decades of economic mismanagement, as a nation prioritized a pull yourself up by your bootstraps mentality over actually addressing the systemic issue.
Look, I'm going to tell you guys right now, if I ever hear anybody tell me in my face or anybody else in their face to pull themselves up by them bootstraps, I'm going to tell them to tie their bootstraps around their own, this area, and jump off a cliff and see if it saves them then. What up, Tristan? Nice to see you in the building. What's up, Tristan? How you doing, man? Appreciate you. What up, Zoomer Cage? How you doing in the building?
issues. As relentless push for a college education, deindustrialization, and the endless pursuit of shareholder profits all took hold throughout the 1980s, corporate hiring practices fundamentally abandoned the firm handshake mentality, prioritizing the bottom line over long-term workforce stability, particularly when it came to entry-level roles. A Time magazine piece titled "The Blue-Collar Workers' Low-Down Blues" captured the growing despair among America's working class through workers like William West, a crane operator in a coil plant in Braddock, Pennsylvania, who saw no way to finance a college education for his 8-year-old son, asking, "What kind of future does my kid have when you can't even get a job with a high school education?"
No, you can't. So here's where the dichotomy is, right? And I want to be the first person to say this out loud. I totally understand making a way when there seemingly is no way. I totally understand that. But that should be the exception to the rule and not the rule itself. A high school education should be enough to get the majority of jobs in this country. And I'm talking about gainful employment. I'm not talking about just a maintenance worker. And even maintenance workers need to be paid appropriately, because the dirty jobs that nobody wants to do are the jobs where people should make a lot of money doing them. They should attract people because no one wants to do the job, so you get paid. We shouldn't have a job that is unattractive not making a lot of money, because jobs that are also unattractive that don't make a lot of money, no one's going to sign up to do it, especially when you told an entire generation of people to go to college and get degrees. So you got all these people with college degrees and nobody wants to pick up trash. You have people with degrees and nobody wants to, I don't know, be a regular mechanic. You have people with degrees and nobody wants to work in a soup kitchen. Nobody wants to do any of those jobs. Nobody wants to be a teller at a bank anymore. Like, yes, people do have the jobs, but the whole time that you go to the job, the bank teller is telling you how she's in school to go do another job. When's the last time you seen somebody that was super happy to be getting into something that I'm going to get into a 20-year career that wasn't a doctor or a lawyer, engineer? And even engineering is kind of like, okay, well, you're going to be an engineer, but an engineer of what? Most of these times the people are going into the military, they're getting careers because they were in the military, and they're coming home from the military to find out that, guess what? The job out here does not pay the same way that it did in the military. These are compound issues that we're going on to right now. She said, rob Peter to pay Paul. Exactly. What's up? Exactly. Facts, Cage.
Throughout the 1980s, only 28% of all jobs created were in high-level occupations, leaving high school graduates to fill the growing opportunities concentrated in low-wage service work, such as waitstaff and janitorial roles, with wages for young men falling from $12.19 in 1979 to $8.72 in 1995, while wages for young women declined from $9 and a penny to $7.43, setting the foundation for an entry-level job market where a college degree became the true barrier to entry. Alongside a high school education becoming worthless in the eyes of employers, and fathers having to apologize to their sons for the embarrassment of their blue-collar occupations, the collective pursuit of a college education simply turned a degree into just another baseline in hiring, shifting entry-level roles to begin demanding years of work experience. Don Franklin, director of executive recruitment for Kimball's Midwest, told the New York Times in 1983, "A few years ago, we were happy to find students who had done well academically and were enthusiastic about our company. Now, in addition to good grades, most of my colleagues in retailing are hiring graduates who have had work experience, preferably in this field, and who played a leadership role in extracurricular activities. At the same time, the oversupply of graduates began forcing many into positions far below their qualifications.
We didn't even get to that part, and I'm telling you, that's what the issue is already. You have all of these graduates and no jobs.
Bob Junius, manager of college relations for Continental Bank, noted that more and more graduates, specifically those in liberal arts, tell our recruiters that they are willing to be tellers or secretaries if they cannot get into one of our management training programs. But we ultimately choose not to hire them, as we suspect that they would become frustrated and, as a result, less productive if we couldn't move them into a better job relatively quickly. And we just can't guarantee that, resulting in tens of thousands of young individuals being pushed into dead-end roles that limited long-term career mobility, setting the foundation for the nation's workforce to be forced to work more hours than nearly any other developed country just to barely scrape by. And rather than taking the steps needed to ensure that the next generation entered a fundamentally different system, Gen X was met with the same response. Suck it up, Buttercup. Gen X, adhering to the same societal promise their parents had received, entered adulthood during the highly competitive dot-com boom and bust, where a growing surplus of college graduates, combined with prior work experience already becoming the baseline in hiring, allowed companies to offer far lower wages to the first generation carrying substantial student loan debt, effectively turning entry-level jobs into roles requiring expert-level ability for entry-level pay. John Conway, an intellectual property lawyer, reflected in 2001, "We were stuck in entry-level jobs, and the income didn't increase with the cost of living. Everything is delayed, from home buying to child rearing. In the middle of the game, the rules changed, and the bar for success was raised beyond our means once again." And rather than redefine how the nation's future could combat these rising costs and stagnant wages, did millennials receive the wisdom needed to course correct and avoid repeating history? By 2008, millennials had become the most educated generation in history, with 70% pursuing higher education by the age of 25. Yet within a year, unemployment for young adults surged to 19.2%, double the national average. And despite the entry-level job market already demanding a college degree and work experience, all for embarrassingly low pay, companies increasingly turned to internships as a direct replacement for traditional entry-level roles. In 1992, only 17% of college students had participated in an internship, but by 2008, the number had increased to 83%, with a 2010 NBC report revealing that employers posted 3 times more unpaid internships than just 2 years prior.
Let's take a look at this. No one keeps official count of how many paid and unpaid internships there are, but Lance Choi, director of Career Development Center at Stanford University, sees definitive evidence that the number of unpaid internships is mushrooming, fueled by employers' desires to hold down costs and students' eagerness to gain experience for their resumes. Employers posted 643 unpaid internships on Stanford's job board this academic year, more than triple the 174 posted 2 years ago. So not only are they telling you that they don't have ways to pay you because they're greedy, let's call it what it is, because they're greedy, they want more people to work for free. Y'all do see that that's a problem, right? People working for free in a society that costs a lot to live in is a problem.
And by 2016, the global financial crisis resulted in millennial families to be 34% below wealth expectations. But instead of confronting how the system had failed, older generations dismiss the outcome as nothing more than laziness and entitlement, with not a single thing having been done to prevent it from happening again. While the United States has lost 43% of mid-wage occupations since the global financial crisis and gained 58% more low-wage jobs, Gen Z is now aggressively competing for lower quality roles, straddled with immense levels of debt, in a market where over 70% of entry-level jobs require a college degree and nearly 40% demand 3 to 5 years of experience, all while median entry-level wages sit just slightly above what a Ford factory worker earned in 1914, in a system where even internships no longer function as an entry point into the workforce. Despite 75% of employers claiming they are struggling to fill job vacancies, the second highest rate in 2 decades, a 2022 study of 300 job applications submitted by Business.com's departing interns found that only 12% received any response, just 5% expressed interest.
You guys have ever done a job application, you already understand this. You already know that you're probably not going to get a response. How many job applications? I remember one specific time that I needed a job. I needed a job real bad. And I told myself I'm going to apply to as many jobs as I can humanly apply to today. And I created a system. I would sit down at my desk and I would apply to 100 jobs per day. 100 jobs per day. Out of those 5 or so hundred jobs that I applied to, I ended up taking a job that I didn't even apply to, that someone called me about. I got lucky, and to be honest, I'm not going to break down the details of how this worked, but I'm going to keep it a stack with you. I got the job that I did not apply for because somebody knew that I was looking for a job. See how that works? I wasted all that time every day applying for all of those jobs. I ended up getting a job that I didn't even apply for because somebody knew that I was looking for a job. That was it. That was it. So it seems like we're colossally wasting our time every time this happens. Every time.
Interest, and not a single application resulted in a hire, with candidates actually more likely to be ghosted when they met over 90% of the listed requirements. And when this is compared to unemployment data, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York found that among college graduates aged...
And that was the other thing. A lot of the jobs that I applied for were low-level jobs. And I remember I got an interview at Xerox, and I don't care about Xerox, and I don't ever want to work for that company. So I'm going to tell you the story. I applied at Xerox and I was so happy to get a job at Xerox that I got in my suit. I put my tie on. I had on some slacks. I walked in there. I had a banger of an interview. And you know what they told me? We think you're overqualified for this position. And my response was, that may be the case, but my bills are underpaid. So until my bills are overpaid, I'm not worried about my overqualifications. I didn't get the job. I'm telling you that right now. I did not get the job at Xerox. I am glad that I did not get the job at Xerox, because if I had, I probably wouldn't be here in front of you guys right now. I probably wouldn't have done a lot of the things that I've done in the last, 15 years. Because, hey, I would have became a corporate stooge. I don't know what it is about people trying to make me a corporate stooge. I've had it happen to me so many times where people have tried to make me a corporate stooge. Do I have corporate stooge in training written all over my face? Maybe it's the way I talk. Who knows?
22 to 27, computer science and computer engineering majors now face some of the highest unemployment rates in the country, more than double those of biology and even art history graduates. At the same time, nearly 60% of entry-level roles within the IT industry now require 3 to 5 years of experience, all while the share of IT workers within the H-1B program has surged to over 65% over the last 5 years. Now, I've discussed in great detail on the channel how the majority of AI layoffs are just H-1B replacement, even getting Dr. Ron Hira, the leading expert in American outsourcing, to discuss the systemic abuse that H-1B exploitation has caused on the American workforce, and how the $100,000 fee is nothing more than a complete facade. However, every discussion I've had has framed the crisis as the outsourcing of mid-grade tech roles for cheaper wages, since by definition, the whole point of the H-1B program is to allow employers to hire skilled foreign workers in specialty occupations that the United States does not have enough of. But it was recently brought to my attention by a friend who just entered an IT role at a sales company that every entry-level role in his department is filled by H-1B workers. In fact, it appears that the majority of H-1B approvals are now specifically for entry-level positions. And you can even go on Indeed or ZipRecruiter and find run-of-the-mill entry-level jobs explicitly offering H-1B sponsorship, meaning that the growing demand for experience within the entry-level market may not actually be about experience at all, but is instead structured in a way that legally justifies hiring cheaper foreign labor, highlighting just how far both companies and our government are willing to go to enrich the pockets of shareholders at the cost of developing the skill sets needed for the future of the American workforce. And even for the small percentage of Gen Z that actually manages to break through and land one of these so-called entry-level roles, what they're met with is not an opportunity for a career, but a job that pays less, offers no real benefits, provides little to no pathway for advancement, and ultimately does nothing to address the issues actually.
Study shows U.S. lacking job quality. 60% of U.S. workers lack quality jobs. That's the truth. They don't have benefits. And that's because, again, this is corporate greed at its finest. There are not very many jobs in the United States that shouldn't have benefits. There aren't very many jobs that shouldn't have PTO or, even paid overtime or even the ability to just take it. So here's the thing, what happens when you don't offer those benefits, insurance, dental, PTO, or any of the severance pay or bonuses, which the majority of over 65% of jobs in America don't have any of those. When you don't give that, people do what they want to do. They don't come in, for example. They call off when they feel like it. They take days off that weren't excused. They don't give you reasons for it, and they don't have to under the law. They don't even have to. So if they don't have to, and you don't have to pay the way that I think you should be paying, I'm not going to do what you want me to do either. And that's just a fact. I don't blame anybody for not becoming a corporate stooge or listening to whatever company that they listen to when they have a life. I don't blame anybody for not doing it. Not one bit. I used to be a company guy. I really did. And then the company decided that it didn't need me. Every time a company or a business decided that it didn't need me, or a team decided that it didn't need me, I did not have any more loyalty towards it. It didn't matter what I did there. It didn't matter what they did there. None of it ever does to me. No, because if you don't want me, I don't want you. It's the same as I am in a relationship. I like people who like me. So it's just easier for me if they show their true colors earlier so I could plan my vacation, because I like to travel.
Plaguing society, which is why I'm grateful to be partnered with 80,000 Hours. 80,000 Hours is enough critical global problems remain overlooked. So the channel, alongside Gen Z facing the compounded effect of what each generation previously had to endure, they're also running into what will inevitably be the largest disruptor in the history of the human workforce, LinkedIn. I'm just kidding. It's AI. Now, a large inspiration behind this video was a recent post by Josh Burson, often cited as a leading HR and workplace analyst, explaining why AI will not be replacing entry-level jobs because they're just so important. His argument is predominantly centered on the fact that most companies view entry-level jobs as the way to build teams that can develop into senior roles that will...
Y'all see this, right? First of all, it's self-serving for a company that makes automation tools to tell us that they're going to automate all sorts of jobs. Anthropic is not an automation tool. It's an AI research lab. I doubt their product managers deeply understand what entry-level workers do, except in software, of course, in retail, hospitality, manufacturing, banking, consulting, and healthcare. Second, the reason we have the entry-level jobs is not just to get work done, it's to build teams that can develop into senior roles in our organization, and companies that hire young people gain tremendous value in many ways, including learning how to implement AI. Most of this is absolute bullshit. They have all these jobs so they don't have to pay people. Have you guys ever gotten to a position where it was time for your promotion and they gave you some BS reason as to why you're either not getting it or you're not getting a raise? And it always was something garbage like, oh, you clocked in 5 minutes late on a Tuesday. McKinnon said, for context, I generated a company $9 million on my own. They cut me because I wasn't a culture fit, and I created a system that would continue that revenue without me. I was responsible, and it cost me the job. McKinnon, I had the exact same thing happen to me. Now, mind you, I only generated them about $2 million. So you generated them more than me, but I was working for a vapor company, and I got cut from it for like the dumbest of reasons. It was during our reviews, and I remember calling a meeting with the owners and the general manager. And the general manager decided that his sister deserved the position, even though she had only been at the company for a couple of weeks. I had been at the company for several years. Not only had I been at the company for several years, I implemented entire policy changes across the board at all locations that existed. Not only that, I wrote their only marketing strategy that they'd ever had outside of share it on Facebook and get people to come in. So the funniest thing about writing your own marketing strategies, and this is not just, this could work for lots of different areas, but I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. Anytime a company asks you to write a manuscript on how to do your job, you might as well start looking for another job because they're looking to replace you. They just want to make sure they can hire somebody for less money than what you cost to do your job. Now, they're not going to do the job as good as you because they're following a manuscript and you're following your own know-how and your own ingenuity. But they don't care. As long as the job gets done, even if it's subpar, and they can save more money by not paying you, that's what they're going to do. I think you would agree, McKinnon, would you not?
Eventually lead the organization, as they serve so many other purposes besides just getting work done. And in many ways, I actually think that he made some pretty good points. However, I unfortunately think that his career ladder framework is just not an accurate representation of the modern job market. As with everything we've discussed, it's that one, entry-level jobs by definition just do not exist anymore. And two, this decay has been happening for over 40 years. That's 4 decades of a lack of investment. If it mattered as much as Burson and other economists say, we would have been taking care of entry-level jobs. We wouldn't be having this conversation altogether.
And for those of you who don't know how long 40 years are, we're looking at 2026 doesn't count. We're looking at 1985. 1985, y'all. Just to let y'all know. 1985. You know, if we're going to go 40 years to the day, then yes, 1986. But we're talking about 1985, just like if you had a kid.
Together. According to resume.org, by the end of 2026, 36% of companies say they will have frozen entry-level hiring. And by 2027, 47% expect to eliminate it entirely. Even Anthropic CEO, who has famously predicted that 50% of entry-level jobs will be gone by 2030, regardless of his true intentions, never actually frames the shift around creating new entry-level opportunities or alternative ways to developing young workers. Instead, he frames it around the fact that AI can work 8-hour shifts without breaks or burnout, which to me perfectly shows the true intention behind this push for AI. Now, despite
there you go. There you go. Working 8-hour shifts without burnout, without breaks, without needing to go to the bathroom, without needing a hospital visit, without getting pregnant, without getting sick, without needing PTO, without needing weekends off. They can work them 8 hours every day, no matter what, in perpetuity. That's what this is really about. This is about them saving even more money. This is not about efficiency.
There being some unbelievably strong cases for why AI is not even remotely close to fully automating entry-level jobs, with MIT finding that 95% of generative AI pilots at companies are failing. A separate MIT study, using a simulation tool called the Iceberg Index, found that AI can already technically replace 11.7% of the US labor market, representing roughly $1.2 trillion in wages across finance, healthcare, and professional services.
Yeah, and so go ahead. McKinnon said, yeah, most companies would be radically happier with less revenue if it means stripping cost, and the biggest cost is to the people. Yeah, they don't care about the people. They don't care about us workers. They don't. What all they care about is being able to take more vacations and have more money because they don't have to pay us.
So-called AI layoffs account for just 2.2% of that exposure. So whether AI actually works and unemployment skyrockets in a system that has no real plan for how this technology serves the workforce, or it completely backfires and the hundreds of billions of dollars being poured into data centers through private credit and circular financing destabilizes the economy and leads to yet another bailout, combined with the severe economic consequences of a collapsing talent pipeline, the outcome is all the same. The burden falls on the generation entering the workforce. Because after everything we've discussed, we've spent decades trying to build a future that we think that we want. But by ignoring the cost of today, we're far more likely to end up with a future we wish we never had. And so what I hope that we're beginning to recognize is that what's happening within the entry-level job market, just like many other aspects of decay within the economy, is that it could have been prevented. None of this had to happen. The fact that there's individuals that entered adulthood in the 1980s and they experienced very similar difficulties within the entry-level job market and the cost of living and wage stagnation and all these different aspects, and you fast forward 40 years, and we're experiencing the exact same things, but worse, is a failure not only on our corrupt government and our greedy corporations, but us, our grandparents and our parents and all the individuals.
Gen X and the boomers, which leads us right back to here. At what point did people not realize that any of this was going to be a problem for the people that actually have to live in the world? Because we have to work to make money, because there is no community resource that everyone can just go to and be fine. We don't have universal health care in the United States, so you need to work to be able to afford the health care, because guess what? You're going to get sick. You're going to get sick. Everyone's going to get sick at some point, even if it's just a sniffle. What are they doing about it? What are they going to do about it? They don't care. Let them die. Let them eat cake.
That said, you know what? I'm going to get mine. Screw the future. The reason that's happening is because we have turned the United States into a society of individuals and not a community. It is so much easier to see somebody that's struggling, that's fallen on hard times, ran on some bad luck or, some sort of difficulty in their life, and say, you're lazy. You're entitled. You don't even know how hard I had it. It's so much easier for you these days. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Suck it up, buttercup, right?
Yeah.
It's so much easier to do that than it is to show just an ounce of effort or care into actually addressing the issues within the system. I think the unfortunate reality is that not only is Gen Z facing these issues right now, and that on our horizon, I can't see how things get any better. But it's also our responsibility, because clearly nobody else is going to do it, that Gen Alpha will soon be entering adulthood. And by soon, I mean, within a couple decades. They will be entering adulthood. And what is the future like for them? Absolutely, there are still opportunities to be able to make a career today. You can enter the trades. That's what everybody's going to tell you in the comment section.
Yep.
It's time to get your hands dirty and actually work.
Get in the trade.
You can enter the trades. You can still do it the traditional route. There are still opportunities for that. And networking and communication and social media and entrepreneurship. All of that is still absolutely valid. I'm not saying that the world is ending. I'm saying that things are getting worse. So 5 years from now, can we say if entry-level jobs or the job market is even going to look similar to what we have now? I don't think that we can. How about a decade from now? 2 decades from now?
No.
50 years from now?
No.
It's almost, because things are so difficult. The cost of living is so bad, and wage stagnation is so bad, and we're working so much, and all these aspects. It's given us the excuse to feel like we are not responsible for what happens 50 years from now. And so when we lack responsibility and any form of accountability, well, it gives the corrupt government and the greedy corporations free rein to do whatever it is that they want. And who has to pay the prices for this?
Well, it's going to be us first, and then the next generation. So if we adopt the same principles that they have, if we listen to the things that they're saying, and we do the things that they did, and they made the situation worse for us, imagine how much worse it's going to be for the people that came after us. Does anyone care? I do. If you're a parent, you probably care. But do you? I mean, you made the next generation. How do you not ensure that they have a good future? How do you not grant them opportunities that don't rob them of their future? Or do you think that they should just spend 80 hours a week working 2 to 3 jobs trying to make ends meet so they can pay $5,000 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment? Because if we're already paying $2,500 for a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment that we don't own, what do you think it's going to be in 30 years? McKinnon said, the funny thing is, this isn't new. Mechanizing industries was practiced to literally get rid of black workers. So they had for decades of practicing that and to apply it to anyone now. We've been on this path. And that's what he's saying. He said this point is at least 40 years in the making. And there hasn't been a change to it or an end to it because nobody wants to step up and do anything about it. No, they don't want to. No, they want to act like everything is okay and that we just don't work hard enough and that oh well we should figure it out then. You're all smart. Yeah, we are all smart. We didn't have much of a choice because they weren't. We were smart, they weren't smart. Who did this? Children. Have children, they say. There we go. That is much better. Much better. Thank you. Have children, they say. It'll be great, they say. Gotta love it.
It's going to be Gen Alpha. It's going to be Gen Z. Just like it was the baby boomers and just like it was Gen X and just like it was millennials. But nothing was done to stop it from happening. And so it is our responsibility to ensure that somebody is looking after the next generation. I recently just finished a heavier video and I was kind of frustrated about the topic and things of that nature. So I went to the gym, worked out, and I was sitting in the sauna. I was so exhausted, just mentally fried. There was an older gentleman sitting next to me on my right, and there was 2 people kind of my age. I'm 26. They were probably like 28, 29. And they were talking about what the older guy did for work. So he had some sort of company. And he was talking about how he outsources his IT-related roles at his company to Uganda. And he was talking about how fantastic it is that they will work for $5 a day. They'll work 24 hours. And if they get tired, they just sleep under their desk. And he was so enthusiastic about it. Now, that alone, I think, is horrible.
Yeah, it's despicable.
What was worse was the people around my age. They were frothing at the mouth as if like Anne Hathaway just asked them on a date. I was stunned. And I'm really frustrated at myself that I didn't say anything. I was so exhausted, so in disbelief, and so at like a loss of hope seeing that. I just didn't know what to do. But again, those are people that are the future. That wasn't private equity. That wasn't Jeff Bezos saying that. That wasn't, Microsoft and LinkedIn and all the things that we want to blame. That was 2 people my age in Austin, Texas, that were saying, heck yes, I can't wait to outsource American jobs to somebody that's going to have to sleep under their desk for $5 a day. And yeah, the $5 a day probably does help their family. But again, do we really want to be championing having somebody have to work 24 hours sleeping under their desk for an IT-related role? I don't think that's a nation that we want to be. And the unfortunate reality is, why isn't anybody else saying this? Now, I understand that in our niche of YouTube, people are saying this, and I think that most Americans feel this. Why hasn't more been done?
It's simple. More has not been done because they don't care. They don't care. How are they going to have Lamborghinis if they have to pay people actual wage? How? They're not going to be able. They want their Lambos. They want to stunt on their friends and pop the bottles and make it rain. They want to do all of this. What about the actual people? People don't care about people, man. You know this. Bridget said, look at the world of infrastructure. What are things that we need? Hairstylists already get $300, barbers $50, computers, but AI coming. AI is already doing Uber and truck driving. Bridget, this is a result of this. Hairstylists getting $300 and barbers getting $50 is a result of not being able to pay their booth rental because of real estate fees. I know this personally. I know I got an image in here of me and my shop. Hold on, let me go and get it. Yeah, there we go. I know about barbers. I know why barbers have to pay. I know why barbers charge $50 is because in this shop, in this small shop, it's only a 5-seat shop that we had. It was a 5-seat shop. It cost the barber $250, and this was a cheap way to do it. It was $250 per head a week for a barber. $250 a week for a barber. A little 5-seat shop. $250 a head. That's $250. That's $500. That's $750. That's $1,000. That's $1,250. And this was in 2014. So imagine how much it costs them now to actually rent a seat at a barbershop. Imagine how much it's going to cost them now. It's ridiculous as to and this is not an entry-level job. Being a barber was not an entry-level job. We had to go to school for that. That was a entire skill set that we had to develop to be able to do that and get licensed to do it. Look at that strapping gentleman right there. I had on a suit to cut hair. I did this almost every day until I stopped doing it. But I definitely had so there's a story behind this. So at the same time that I was a barber, I was also selling security systems for ADT and then a company called Alarm Illinois. So I was working 2 or 3 jobs while being a barber. And so sometimes I had to take clients for my security sales, and I would leave the shop in between some of my clients to go ahead and make that sale and come back. So I had on a suit for most of my time. My weekends is when I wasn't wearing a suit. So if you see a picture of me and I'm not in the suit at the barbershop, it was probably the weekend. It was too expensive, Rain. It was too expensive. Where I lived at, I didn't have the type of traffic that I needed, and it was just too expensive for me to do. I didn't believe in charging lots of money to cut people's hair. I just didn't believe in that. I believe that kids' haircuts shouldn't be any more than $10 and that I wasn't charging adults more than 20. So, it just wasn't lucrative money anymore. Once inflation really started kicking and started hitting, and I was making more money selling security systems, and then I got back in football again, so I had a little bit of break before that, but I got back in football, and it wasn't making money, not for me. And I wasn't a bad barber, I got a good portfolio. It just wasn't making money. It was too expensive. The rental of the space was too expensive. The lease on the building was too expensive, and it was just costing too much money. And I was expending myself. So I'm going to other jobs to pay for my job. Then I started having barbers quit. One of them died on me. It was just too much work. It was too much work. I had to let it go. Let's go back to this one. McKenna said the amount of CEOs that I've gotten into shouting matches with over hiring from the Philippines because they're cheap. Nothing else mattered, just cheap. As if those aren't people too. Rigid, he said, start making it a requirement in politicians to campaign on it. Make a representative mandate that if you use AI, you must hire X number of people. That's actually legislation right now in a bunch of places that if you use AI, you have to hire a bunch of people for your company. I'm agreeing with that. He said it would help if they lessen taxes a lot for no AI. That they don't. They're not going to do that. It would help tremendously, but they're not going to do it, and they're not going to do it because it doesn't make them money. And if it doesn't make them money, it doesn't make sense to them. If it makes us money, it doesn't make sense to them. Excuse me, guys. I had to let that one out. So I'm gonna let him finish up his little soliloquy really quick, and then we're gonna move on.
I don't understand why there isn't more leadership. I don't understand why previous generations are continuing to do nothing to help. It doesn't make sense to me. And again, if you want to blame the lazy Gen Z or whatever, what about the kids right now? What about the children? We're responsible for their future. And we are wasting it. We're saying, here's an iPad. Screw you. That's the unfortunate reality. You know, I've worked many jobs. My first job was working at a garbage company. I then worked at my friend's Chinese restaurant. And then my first real job was working at Torchy's Tacos. I was the first employee hired there. I learned so much at that job, and leadership skills, time management, so many different aspects. It's a lot, you know, there's compounding effects of me being able to do this today. I now go to the same Torchy's location that I was hired at. There's no cashiers, it's tablets. What happened to those? The opportunities for young people to be able to develop those skill sets is gone. Now, most people will say, oh, you know, you need to go get a real job and, you know, all these other things. But I look at it in the big picture and I say, I don't think it's great that when I go into most of these restaurants, the server is an older individual. I don't think it's great that people are having to be forced out of retirement and taking the entry-level positions that would be a teenager's job.
Facts.
It's creating a massive collapse of the talent pipeline.
Yes, it is.
And again, are you seeing anything being done to solve this?
No.
No. There's no incentive to. We have to provide the incentive. We have to demand the change. And we do that by leading within our own lives. So if you are going to start a company, ensure that you're doing it for the betterment of the community. You're doing it to hire local Americans. You're doing it to create lasting change. And if you're going to support them, ensure that you do your best. In whatever avenue it is that you do within your life, do the best that it is that you can. And that isn't just, I'm going to kind of half-ass it and pretend it's my best. Do your best. And do it for the person right next to you. Do it for the little kids. Somebody has to be looking out for them. Our country clearly isn't doing that, if you know what I'm talking about. So
yeah, I do.
So it's up to us to be able to protect them. And I'm going to do the best that I can. And it's starting to feel much more difficult. I'm feeling like I don't know how to do it, but I'm feeling like I'm trying to throw as many things out there as I can to try to get some engagement, get some interaction, figure out what leadership looks like for me, and try to get us moving in a forward direction, because I think everything else is trying to pull us the opposite direction. And I'm saying we have to keep our eye on the ball. And even though things are difficult for us, it's up to us to stop kicking the can down the road. And I'm going to do the best that I can in doing that. So I hope this was able to provide some value to you. If it did, I would.
Hey, I'm going to have to agree with you, dude. I'm going to do my best, but I'm telling you right now, these people don't care. Richard said the taxes they would save wouldn't be more than using AI to have less people. People are the most expensive cost in any single business. It's far more expensive to hire people. It is. That's why McDonald's, Walmart, and all the other companies have went to automated systems. It started in the grocery stores. You guys saw it. Even Jewel has more people go through self-checkout than the actual lines. Even Jewel. So don't tell me that it's not a problem. I'm just saying it's about time that everybody gets back to the basics, picks up some real skills in this life so that this type of stuff doesn't affect you. It's going to continue to affect you if you keep thinking that following their system is going to help you. Following their system is not going to help. Their system has you working yourself until you die. Being 85 years old, still trying to work a job because you followed their system and their plan. Break free of the system. Set yourself free. However way that you can, that's what you should do. And then if you do have a family, use all the money that you can get to get the fuck away from all of these people in society. That's my advice, if you're going to ask me personally. He said, Richard, example, I just got hired as an artist for my company. I am choosing to pay them $6,000 a month, even though it's an entry-level job, but at $3,000, that's radically more than AI, because most people will hire an AI artist for free. Classic's in the building. What's up, Classic? Classic, I got a segment that's about to come up. If you want to come on here, you are more than welcome to come on here and talk about this segment with me that's coming up right after this last one before the break. You are more than welcome to come up. I will email you the link if you want to get you in here, because I think that you're going to want to talk about this probably more than anyone else. I'm actually going to email it to you right now. But let's get on with the show today. We still got a couple more. We have one more before we go to.
So why go to my leasing office?
So This segment is called "The Billionaires Want Us Homeless." The billionaires want us homeless. They need to go ahead and stop trying to limit me. There you go. Let's see what they want.
Today to renew my lease, and they was telling me how my rent is going to increase by like $600.
Ever wonder how much it costs to live in a camper? It's not as cheap as you might think.
And I do love this house. I love everything about this house. I've come to the realization that I can't stay here because I can't afford to.
You know, I live full time in an RV, and we're trying to get a new RV, and they're just super expensive. Call it a mobile home, call it a trailer, but either way, we're buying one.
People are buying storage sheds from Home Depot and converting them into homes. The billionaires have already bought those too.
I just got our rent renewal, and it's going up by $300 a month. $300 for a one-bedroom apartment that is not updated in any sort of way. We already pay, with all the fees and everything, $2,000 a month, and now we're going to be paying $2,300 a month for this tiny apartment.
22.6 million renters in the US are now cost burdened, meaning they're spending more than 30% of their income just on housing and utilities. People are working 40, 50 hours a week, but half their paycheck is gone before they've even bought groceries, gas, or had any fun. So naturally, people start thinking, why am I paying someone else's mortgage? I should just buy a house. And that's where the next trap lies. The median single-family home hit over $400,000 in 2024. That's 5 times the median household income. To afford the monthly mortgage payment on that home, you need to earn at least $126,000 a year. Out of the 46 million people who rent in the US, only 6 million of those people make that amount of money each year. That means mathematically, 87% of renters will never own a home.
So I was just out on a walk right now, and check out these homes next to this path that I'm on. I was looking these homes up on Zillow, and you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of $615, $625, $650 for these really tiny houses. I mean, they're not very big. You can see the properties they're sitting on are tiny, and yet people want $650,000 for these homes at what, 6.25% interest rates? Like, no wonder nobody can afford anything.
According to NBC, in Q2 of 2025, investors bought 1/3 of all single-family homes sold. 1/3 of homes in a 3-month period. And now they're...
Y'all don't think that's a problem? Y'all don't think this is an issue? Real estate investors, both individual and institutional, bought 1/3 of all single-family residential properties sold in the second quarter of 2025. That is an increase from 27% in the first quarter and the highest percentage in the last 5 years, according to a report from CJ Patrick. Institutional investors are selling more homes than they buy and have been for 6 consecutive quarters. So for the last 5 to 8 years, they have been buying up all the single-family homes that typically go to the next generation when they can afford them. So people who are in their 30s, early 30s, 31 to 35, 35 to 40, who should be moving into their secondary homes, still haven't been able to buy their first homes because the investors are buying them and spiking the prices of the homes.
Investors bought 1/3 of all single-family homes sold. 1/3 of homes in a 3-month period. And now they're not just buying homes, they're building entire neighborhoods that you can never own. These are called built-to-rent communities. They look like your average subdivision, houses, driveways, backyards, but every single home is rental only. Built-to-rent now accounts...
Yeah, there are literally hundreds of these in the state of Illinois already.
For 9% of all new single-family construction in the US. Companies like Tricon, which is part of Blackstone's real estate portfolio, are building these in Texas, Arizona, South Carolina. Look at this, a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,900 square feet in Texas with fees comes out to $2,911 a month. They've got the cheap vinyl flooring, bathroom tile from the early 2000s, and a backyard the size of a shoebox, all for the low, low price of $3,000 a month. Their idea of solving the housing crisis is you will never own a house. You will rent a house instead of an apartment, but each year they'll still increase your rent.
Well, I can't afford my house anymore. My mortgage just went up. When I first purchased this house, it was $169,000. And with all of the insurance and stuff...
Y'all look for 1 second and look how exhausted this man is. We just said all I could think of is if companies get to have a for the people, no AI businesses, and lower taxes. But they're not willing to sacrifice their profit margin. They're not. I agree with you, but they're not going to sacrifice the money that they're making.
In my monthly payment was $1,450 a month. Then my mortgage goes up and they say, oh, the cost of materials have gone up, so in case anything happens to your house, we'd have to rebuild it. So the insurance has gone up, and then the value of the property went up. My payment went from $1,450 to $1,740. My mortgage is now $2,500 a month. So it went from $1,450 to now $2,500.
Mortgages are on the rise. Property taxes keep going up. I mean, look at this house in New Jersey. 2-bedroom, 1-bath starter home hasn't been updated. $750,000. Let's look at the property taxes. They jumped 93% from 2024 to 2025. The property tax bill is now over $20,000. The insanity that used to be a down payment. After rent, utilities, car payment, and every other bill, how is anyone supposed to save up for a $750,000 starter home that comes with a $20,000 tax bill? They can't. And the reality is, for a lot of people who have bought, they're realizing that they can't afford it, so they're trying to sell. In Austin, Texas, 4.2% of homeowners are upside down. In Cape Coral, Florida, it's 7.8%. Foreclosures are up 14% from 2024. Sellers are removing their listings because they don't want to go below what they initially paid. We can see it on this listing. On Google Trends, Sell My House keeps trending, and a top related query is Sell My House fast. People aren't just casually listing their homes. They need out of their...
Now, they're selling their homes. How can mortgage go up? That's the thing. Yes, it is. If you don't have a fixed mortgage, it's going to go up. If you don't have a fixed mortgage, it's going to go up. A lot of people don't have fixed mortgages because after 2008, when the housing market crashed, they came up with some very inventive ways to get people to get mortgages because the housing market crash kind of screwed them out of all their money. A lot of the billionaires who were funding the housing projects, they filed bankruptcy, took all their money, and they dipped. Where they went, I'm not sure. Some of them still haven't been able to be found, but I guarantee you that they're not without their money because they can file bankruptcy and not have to pay anything.
Mortgage.
The economy got so bad, bro. We about to sell the house. The house is paid for, but there's still bills. There's still taxes. There's still maintenance on the house. The light bill was $450. The water bill this month was $250. And it ain't nothing but two of us in this house. Get a trailer, man. Go buy a little small land in Tennessee somewhere, man. We can't do this city shit no more, man. It's getting hard.
And if it's this bad for people who are still working, imagine the people on a fixed income who have retired. If a senior bought a home for $200,000, paid it off over 30 years, and that home is now valued at $2 million, they owe taxes on a $2 million asset, even though they've never owned $2 million. They're on a fixed income, and when they can't pay, the state can and does foreclose. Adults over 65 are now the fastest growing homeless demographic in the country.
Congratulations on paying off your house. Thank you. I finally own my home. I love that for you. Now pay property taxes. For what? For owning the home. But I already paid for the home. Yes, that was for the structure. And the land? That's rented. For who? Us. For how long? Forever. If I stop paying, we take the house. But I bought it. Correct. And now you maintain it for us. So this is renting. No, this is home ownership. So what did I actually buy? A lifetime subscription with surprise price increases.
But if you can't afford a...
Yeah, so that's really the thing. And that is why I said this before on the show, and that's why some of the other people who have been up here with me have said the same thing. Do you really own your house? I own my house. Do you really? Do you really? Rob FC says, rigid a couple of ways. Adjustable rate mortgages, simply property tax going up like it has in most places. Exactly. Almost all of them. He said, yeah, my mother-in-law is part of my bills because there's no way she can pay for her bill on her fixed income. No. And I bet even if it's a pension or even if it's a subsidiary of a pension, it's not enough anymore because of inflation. No problem. No problem. It's all a part of their look. I was taught something a very long time ago, right? Let's go take the root words. Mort and gauge. Mort, death. Gauge, grip. Mortgage, death, grip. It's got you until you die. That's all you get. You get the mortgage, the mort, the gauge, the death grip. And that's what they do when you sit there and put for 30 years, and now they're offering 50-year mortgages to people. They could do the math. If you're 40 years old, what's the chance of you living out a 50-year mortgage? What's the chance of you being able to pay it off at 6% APR? Don't forget about property taxes. Don't live in a nice area or a nice neighborhood or an up-and-coming city or a place they want to gentrify. Your property taxes are going to go up and up and up. And everybody's like, oh, they increased my property value. Your property? Don't forget about eminent domain. We want to put a data center here. All of you have to go. There was a very nice place in Bensonville, in Illinois, in Bensonville. There was a very nice subdivision. All these houses were worth $700,000 plus. They got eminent domained by the city. You can still drive by some of them right now as they're being torn down or wasted away into nothing as they wait for the data centers and the warehouses to go up in their place because a company paid more money for the land value, and that's what the city wanted. The company is owned by billionaires. You might work at a dealership. Who do you think they care more about? You and your little snot-nosed brats running around on this land, or Amazon? Classic said, all you own is equity. That's the only perk of ownership. What's up, Too Tight? How you doing? Too Tight's in the building. Exactly why I'll be overseas in my condo next year. Exactly. Paying $350 a month in Thailand. I don't know if you're going to Thailand, but why wouldn't you want to go to Bangkok? Tatted Alley Cat, what's up? What's up? How you doing, Alley? Yes, your homeowner's insurance taxes, HCC is included in your insurance. When that goes up, your mortgage goes up. Included in your mortgage. Yeah, we know what you meant. I knew it was a game when they made it a rule that you can't get a mortgage from another bank, from other than a bank. Exactly. You can't get a private mortgage. Everything is a trap if you're not aware. It's all a trap. That's why the economy itself is a trap.
Traditional home, there are alternatives, modular or manufactured homes built in a factory. It's the next layer down in the funnel. For years, this was considered a real path to affordable home ownership.
Yes, but now they're trying to charge extra money for the modular homes. They're trying to charge. See, at any time, so it's this thing. Everyone on the internet thinks they're so freaking smart. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Well, guess what? They watch the internet too. So all of the loopholes and the tricks and the way they get around it, they already know, and they're going to tax you for it too, or they're going to create laws that stop you from doing it. For example, right now, if I was to buy an empty patch of land in my current neighborhood that I live in right now, that I'm not going to tell you at because I don't want nobody knocking on my door and asking me to hang out. I don't have company. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. I don't have company. Y'all never going to come to my house, no matter what it looks like. I'll buy a separate plot of land and put a warehouse on it to invite people over before I let you come to my house. And even then, I might be selfish with my warehouse too. This is what it is. It's my peace. Don't disturb my peace. This is why I do guests on here and not in person, so nobody can disturb my peace. Ain't nobody gonna throw a drink in my face because I said something rude. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, fam? How you doing? MTG in the building. MTG in the building. What's up, fam? How you doing? Let me go ahead and drop one for the family. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got MTG business going on later on this afternoon. Motivate the guys, y'all. But I'm just saying, if I was to buy a plot of land in my neighborhood, there's one that's right down the street from me. If I was to buy it, they have rules on what I can put on it. I could not put a slab down, a slab foundation, and buy myself a barn dominium that's giant, bigger than any house here, and put it on it, no matter how strong, structurally sound, safe. No matter how any of that, I couldn't do it because they have laws against it. And that's crazy, isn't it? If I go to buy some farmland, I'm going to pay a premium for it because all the people that are selling their farmland are trying to sell it to warehouses and stores. But even the stores are trying to dump their land. Look at all the empty box stores that we have because nobody needs a store that big anymore because of the internet. Look at all the closed Best Buys, the forgotten circuit cities, all of the food stores that are no longer open and they're just sitting. There's entire buildings that had a Walmart, and the old Walmart's been empty for, I don't know, a decade plus now. Nobody needs that much space anymore because nobody has the type of money to spend. He said, Pattaya Beach, how you know? Because I know the things that work great. I know, look, I covered the other day Too Tight. You might probably miss the episode, but I covered a guy who went to Thailand and he moved there. And how nice Thailand actually is. And where he lived in Thailand. I covered this on a couple episodes ago. I'll go ahead and show it to you real quick because I got a little bit of time. I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you. This guy, I won't show you the whole episode, but I'll show you what episode it is so you know to go to it. It is, let's go to my live. It is People are leaving the United States. A lot of people like this episode, as you can see. 24K. Let's see where he's at.
But
let's see this guy. I want to see this guy's wonderful
feeling of being treated like
wonderful place. See a guy who
It feels like a penthouse. Yeah. So it's an older building, but the landlord was willing to renovate it. So what do you do for work?
So many people are saying, "Oh, you want to go over there and live in poverty, and it's a mess over there, and it's ugly. It's a third world country." It's not a thing anymore. Number one. Number two, none of that is true, and we're gonna see just from a person who is retired and lives just fine. This is where he lives. It's not a hotel.
I'm a disabled veteran. When I moved here, I was actually like pretty shocked because a lot of people assume that places like this are third world countries, but it's actually very well developed. Think about the lifestyle that you want to live. So if I'm going to get home, I want to enjoy the space that I'm in, and I just want more space.
What's up, guys? My name is Sam. I'm in Bangkok, currently on Sukhumvit 13, which is a pretty popular soy here in central Bangkok, right in between ETS
Looks good to me.
I researched, obviously, but I'd never been here, and I was like,
look how happy that brother looks.
Has it met your expectations or exceeded them? Or
exceeded?
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you expect when you came to Thailand?
To be honest with you, I didn't know a lot about Thailand at all until the Hangover movie.
I didn't do anything.
A lot of people recognize Thailand from the Hangover movie, and my expectations were like, well, I'm going to be living in Asia. And then I was like, oh, it's Southeast Asia. I was like, oh, okay. And obviously, I've known about Vietnam because, like, world history, Philippines.
Yeah.
I never really had a thought about Thailand. And when I moved here, I was actually like pretty shocked because a lot of people assume that places like this are third world countries, but it's actually very well developed. The infrastructure is is really great, and also it is like Western world friendly in a lot of ways.
Especially Bangkok. Yeah, it's convenient.
Oh yeah.
You can order food anytime.
Yeah.
You've got incredible condos.
See, there's an operational term there that I want people to remember. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Western world friendly. Remember, Western world friendly. Western world friendly. What this means is that if you go to a country, the you getting used to being there is not going to be as difficult because it's set up in a Western style. They saw what worked in the Western world, they took it and they used it. Right? Not just sell it as is. Look at this place though.
Description of Fastball says penthouse. On Marketplace, it just says 2-bedroom condo.
Okay. It feels like a penthouse.
Yeah.
So what have you got here? You got a kitchen table.
These appliances are actually new. So one thing I have learned about moving into older builds, your landlords will upgrade. This is new, the washer and dryer combo. These appliances.
Oh, so you mean to tell me that you move into a place and your landlord is supposed to upgrade it? Right? Not just sell it as is, get you all new appliances and make it to where it's more modern? That's what they're supposed to do, right? Okay, just making sure. Because I know just the other day we went to stuff that wasn't updated at all, but the price just kept going up. This is a penthouse in downtown Bangkok for $1,200 a month.
These are new. All this is new.
Yeah.
Reinstalled. I noticed that.
So it's an older building, but the landlord was willing to renovate it because you moved in.
I think because obviously, they're selling it, so they're probably trying to think okay, to make this place more appealing. I don't want to give them old appliances. Let me give them brand new appliances.
Yeah.
So that's one thing she told me when we first had our discussion about the place.
And do you cook or order food or eat out?
Cook.
What do you
balance of both, but I cook mostly.
Like healthy food?
Yeah, chicken breast, fish.
There we go.
But that's tequila. Penny fat. But chicken breast,
all of
fish,
it fresh.
And I
gotta have some tequila. All of it's fresh. Ain't no freezer.
Pretty cheap?
Yeah, it's actually inexpensive. I mostly get hanger steak though.
How much is it?
Hanger steak for about 1 kilogram, about 2.2 pounds. So that usually runs me about $425.
Wow. Yeah, decent.
2.2 pounds of hanger steak. So I usually
like
get
$6.
2 or 3 of those. It'll last me the whole month.
Nice. Amazing. Yeah, you got a nice little setup.
Yeah.
So this is like the dining table.
Yeah. I actually got this.
Where'd you get that?
I got this at a thrift shop when I was 21 years old.
No,
I actually have a picture of me wearing this at 21 years old in the gym.
Were you the same size then?
No, I was actually smaller.
Okay.
It's like hard to put on now, but back then it was a lot easier to put on.
So you kept that. Wow.
Yeah.
You've got a huge balcony.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That'll cost you like
so take a look outside.
$6,000 a month.
Yeah, I guess this would be cool if you have friends over, or you could probably do something with this balcony.
Yeah, I think about putting a smoker on here.
Look at this. Look at this view. I'm gonna stop it right there. Look at the view, y'all. Look at the view. $1,200 a month.
Start smoking some meats. I got to check to see if I'm allowed to do that first, and also maybe like an ice tub or something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, too tight. Check is my boy too. I do know Check. I actually do. I know him. Like I could text him right now. That's what's up though. I appreciate. Shout out Check in effect. I've done some of Check's videos very early when I was covering certain things on this channel. But shout out to Check in Effect. If y'all don't know about Check in Effect, check out. He goes everywhere, all over the world, let you know what it's really like. He really does. How much he paying? He said $1,200 is terrible for that. He could have done better. He's right there. He's right there. He could have. He actually should only be paying about $700 a month, but he didn't know any better.
Great idea. Well, my tip would be, create a good relationship with your landlords to the point where
Look
you can't
at
really
that
refuse.
beautiful view.
Invite him over to have some.
This same view in downtown Chicago probably costs you around $3,000 to $4,000 a month, at least. I want to go through the.
They speak for the price. It's great. How many ACs have you got?
So it's actually 3 AC units.
And how many bathrooms?
2 bathrooms.
Two bathrooms. And 2 floors.
2 floors. Yeah.
Wow, pretty big. Oh, and this closes?
Yeah.
We're gonna go upstairs. Take us upstairs. First, okay.
And this one?
It's like I'm gonna stop here every now and then, so he can probably have access to like soy 11. So he didn't really access this place like that.
So there's a couple other ones that I did that day. That was a long show. There's a couple other ones I did that day. I definitely want to get back into the finishing this part so we can get into the lifestyle section of our show today. He said facts, yeah. 3 to 5K in America. Yeah, depending on where you live. Exactly. Like he probably could have got this place for about $700 or $750, but he was just eager to get up out of there. And he's paying the visa tax. I forgot about that, Classic. He's paying the visa tax too.
Today, over 20 million Americans live in manufactured homes. There were over 26,000 shipments in the first quarter of 2025 alone. That's up nearly 8% from 2024. But the average cost of a new manufactured home is now $109,000. Multi-section homes, the larger ones, are on average $164,000.
Too tight. Let me tell you, if things keep going the way they're going in this country, I might not be too far behind you, my dude.
But that doesn't include land. You need somewhere to put it. And just like everything else, land prices are skyrocketing. Many people place their manufactured home on a rented lot. You own the home, but you rent a small plot of land underneath it. Just like how billionaires are buying up all the single-family homes, they're also buying these manufactured home lots. 23 private equity firms now own more than 1,900 manufactured home parks with over 400,000 land lots. They're becoming landlords, literally.
Paul Bojanic owns his manufactured home, but rents the lot.
And this is what I was telling you, Bridget. This is what I was telling you. The minute that you decide that you're going to find a way to defeat the system, especially by talking about it on the internet, they go find. See, they can't control what happens in Thailand. That is why I made the phrase yesterday on a stream that said, "What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?" It's got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. And because it has nothing to do with the price of tea in China, we're going to worry about other places. In this case, it'd be Thailand. But you can find places to live that are just very nice for a lot less money and a lot less stress, and you actually own the place. I'm not trying to necessarily move to a penthouse. I need land. You know what I'm saying? I want to be on the ground doing some stuff on the ground. That's just what I'm saying I want to do. I got to get to this next section of the show, but I got something that we got to do. We're going to get to the lifestyle section of our show. So thank you for the politics and the living side, I guess you could say. But it's that time right now, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, don't you? No, y'all don't. Y'all don't know what time it is. It's time for a stretch break. Nope. It's time for a stretch break. Let's get something to pump your blood.
Are you making another beat, Daddy?
What up, nephew?
And Genius is my dad.
Hey, Lele.
Yeah.
Classic. Bass.
Get some arms stretched out, y'all.
Hard times ain't nothing at all. Really come from a struggle. Move around Michael Buffer. Always ready to rumble. All that mean is off the muscle. Y'all can't match my hustle. Screen bucket, that's a cuzzo. Bigger key to no muzzle. Lately I'm feeling exhausted. Think I'm tired of being humble. Coach all on the duffel. Chip on my shoulder, you don't wanna ruffle. Where I come from, everybody is cutthroat. Could've been dead, I'm just doing what I'm up for. My old homie jumped off the roof. I tried to shepherd, he was nuts so. Life, win or you lose, you gotta pick it or choose. Inspired, chose to win. Now I'm wearing furs on a cruise. The shortest path always straight. Why you all in your own way? You scream YOLO to be goofy instead of using that to be great. You black, you should be proud. When I die, spend my money money with the apes. It's gonna be a ton. I'm running up the rate. My name on your tongue. I'm coming up the ranks. Consistency so persistently is the recipe. I cannot lose. My options in life is win, succeed, or win. How can I choose? I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. So damn it, I think I'm a do. Survived a lot, I could have died a lot, but I'm here, got nothing to prove. Woke up, inspired. Woke up, inspired. Woke up, inspired. Woke up, woke up. Woke up feeling inspired. Treadwheel, low pro tire. Grind like my needs are dire. I grind like my straight's a diet. Woke up, woke up, woke up. Woke up. When I start getting awards, know that I deserve it. I ain't getting choked up. Confidence come from preparation. Fundamentals that'll separate us.
All right, y'all. We got a lot to do that's left in the show, so we're gonna move quickly. We're gonna move quickly. Y'all saw that face right there, didn't you? I'm gonna play that face for you one more time. Y'all know who this is?
What?
Y'all gonna find out though. So we got a video from Zandon and Noe. I do have other stuff to do within the show today. Like I said, Classic, you are invited. I did drop the link to you if you wanted it. But yeah, let's go in the show. This part of the show is titled. Where did it go? I know I put it in here. I have to do it again. This part is called Wife Talks. That's what it's called. That's what we calling that. Go, Wife Talks in the building. What y'all know about that? Big facts. Yeah. Check the homie. Kira said, hey, Tez, man, listen, like the housing market in the U.S. is absolutely disgusting. It's definitely a sad situation. DR is cool, yeah. Hey, putting people on about the cost of living in other countries. Vietnam is good. Colombia, Philippines, Cartagena. Yeah, it is. I'm discussed that cost and my paying my DMs. Yeah. I feel you there. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go.
So Derrick Rose is good, Kobe Bryant's good. We had to go trade him, get Sean Livingston.
This is what happens. She ambushed her husband, and they having a conversation. So that's the context right now. I need to ask y'all a question when y'all see it.
Listen back, we needed him. But we got a big surprise. We got a big surprise coming for the league. So my team's still solid. Like we solid. I feel like we can win. We ain't got a good big man. You gotta think we're going against the White. The White got Paul George on his team. Then the White got Mike Conley now.
Oh,
who was pretty good.
He's okay.
But this is young Mike Conley.
Oh, okay.
Like when he's in his 24,
okay.
23 years old.
Yeah.
Very young Mike Conley. So the big surprise we got coming for him because damn.
Oh, just a cherry.
Yeah, I dropped my chair. Oh wow. We getting rid of Brandon Haywood. We picking up Joakim Noah.
Oh.
Yeah, we getting Joakim Noah with LeBron.
Okay.
Joakim Noah with LeBron. You feel me? Sean Livingston. Who else? We got AK-47 for the defensive purposes, things like that. But hey, y'all, check me out too. Oh,
so cute.
That mug, nice.
So, honey, I have some rather great news to share with you.
Man, I've been doing a lot of that. What's going on?
But I went to the gas station right after my little walkie walk, and this guy he just walks up to me and is like, "Oh, like you shouldn't have to pump your own gas or whatever, pay for your own gas. Like,
You're
let
right,
me."
'cause I pay for it.
Just proceeds. He's like, "Here, don't worry. Like, I got it for you." And who am I to
that's
free?
That's smart. That's smart. If you want to pay for your gas,
he filled it all the way up, honey.
You filled it up.
Like, that's a great day. Getting your gas tank filled.
Wait. Let me.
For free.
I understand.
$3.99.
No, don't get me wrong. I understand all that. But no, how did the whole thing go down? Like, I'm trying to figure out how did the whole thing go down.
I just told you.
No, you told me like the gist of it. He paid for the gas.
I pulled up. I'm at the pump about to do it because I know you said you were going to do it earlier, but it's just like, I might as well. I'm here already. So I just was about to do it. I was about to put the card in, and then he walks up and it's like, "Oh, hey, like, you shouldn't have to be doing that yourself." And he's like, "Let me just pay for it for you." I said, "Okay."
Yeah. Okay.
Like, why would I turn down
the story doesn't
free
end
gas?
right there. So where is the rest of the story at? Because
he didn't want anything else. He didn't want my
Yo. I gotta ask the people in the chat first. What happens if your wife comes home and she tells you that somebody paid for her gas that day, but not just paid for her gas, pumped her gas, and told her that she was too pretty to be pumping her own gas and paying for gas? Fill the tank up. Now, in this economy, a lot of husbands are going to be like, great, I didn't have to do it. But in this case, this gentleman said, I pay for your gas. She said, sis, tripping. They said the stretch was well needed. Big facts says, yep, I wanted to land in props. Good to know someone who has strings and positions of power who has your best interest. Yeah, most definitely. She said, sis, tripping. Oh, man.
Number, nothing. He
So he
decided to have a
for the
good
gas and then walk off like 40. The story doesn't
free
end
gas.
right there. So where is the rest of the story at? Because
He didn't want anything else. He didn't want my number, nothing. He decided to have a
for the
good.
gas and then walk off like $40 gone.
Yeah, really.
So that's what. So you're telling me he sees this beautiful woman.
Yeah.
He walks over to this beautiful woman. He don't say, "Hey, how you doing? What's your name? What kind of nothing smooth."
Some men don't want anything in return. They just simply want to be nice.
So he just said, "Let me give you the $40."
Some men don't want anything in return. Some men just want to be nice. Is that true? Is it true?
What?
I'm not sure that's true.
Stop it. Get some help.
I feel like that most dudes, if they walk up to you, like this gentleman said,
all we can do is the easy way out of the hallway. So the choice is yours.
Bridget said she wouldn't tell me. I don't like talking about people. McKinnon said, if some dude wants to pay gas for the woman he can never have, that's his own moronic decision. Kira said, hell no. Classic said, no. So, but McKinnon says,
let's go. That's a W. That's E1. That's E1.
I kind of feel like
I was running game on you. Want to get the money.
You know, that's what I feel like. I feel like Classic said she leaving out details because she going. Bridget said I was like that. Let's see what happens here.
$5 there again.
To fill up my car. For free.
See,
what you have a problem with me getting free gas?
See, I'm not saying I got a problem with it.
That's so
But
strange.
it's like what is the word that I'm looking for?
I don't know.
It's like the principle.
You're not being appreciative.
No, it's like the principle. I feel like we need to go run all the gas out now for no reason, just so I can fill it up.
That's ridiculous. Because he was done. He just said, all right, like, have a good day.
So let me just bless you, huh? Like, you know, it's
like,
good.
is that crazy?
I'm not saying it's bad. Is it crazy? Yes.
No, it's not. Some people just want to do a good deed for the day. It's the same as like the drive-through thing, like paying for the person behind you.
So let me know. How would you feel if I go see a woman and I'm like,
if you go see a woman, let's stop there. Why would you even go do that?
Hold on.
Why would you do that?
I didn't even get the story out first. Let me get the story. I go see a woman at the gas station. I don't even know her. I just see her at the gas station. I'm pumping my gas. I see her at the gas station. And if I go say, hey, let me fill up your gas, is that okay?
Why would you do that? You're a married man. I don't know anything about that.
You're a married woman.
Getting my tank filled.
So it's okay. It's okay on your end. But
because he's doing it. He's offering the service to me for free. You're the married man trying to go out of your way to pay for another
I'm being
woman.
a blessing like he was being a blessing.
No, it's not the same thing. I don't know anything about that man.
Can y'all let me know in the comments? Is it the same thing, or what's the difference about it? Like, I'm trying to figure out myself. If I go bless a woman, out of the kindness of my heart,
you would not do that unless I'm there. And I said, yeah, let's bless her.
Why would not do that though?
Why would you do that? You're married.
But you're married too, and you accept blessing. So what if she's married then? What if she's married? I'm not saying she's single. What if she's married?
And you're married?
Yeah, of course I'm married.
What? I don't know. That doesn't even make sense.
Can I bless her then and pay for her gas?
It's not the same thing.
How is it not though?
What if he was a single man?
Who knows? He didn't tell you anything.
He didn't. He just blessed me.
He didn't say not one thing to you. You don't even know if that man was real.
I know the gas is real. That's in my tank.
Are you hallucinating? Okay.
How do you have a problem with that?
This is all I'm not having a problem with it. All I'm saying is I go bless a woman and say, let me fill up your gas.
It's not the same thing.
How is it not?
Why do you think that's the same situation?
How is it not the same situation?
You're a married man. I know nothing about the man that filled my tank.
How you know he ain't put nothing in the tank to mess it up?
Because I was right there watching.
So y'all just sat there and looked at each other for that whole $45.
No, I was on my phone.
So
Just
you
minding
was
my
watching.
business. But we're at a gas station. What is he gonna put in my tank?
Anything. What do you
Men
mean?
are so crazy.
So you just get what? Okay, thank you. Men are crazy, but you didn't watch the crazy man that filled up the gas tank.
You're crazy.
No, if men are crazy and you didn't watch the crazy man that filled up the gas tank, how you know he ain't put nothing in the gas tank?
It was running fine, and we're at a gas station, so that's what he put in the car, gas. Imagine that.
Women are crazy.
Okay, so next time I get offered free gas, just say, sorry, I'm married.
No, I didn't say all.
She said next time.
I didn't say all that.
You can't fill my tank up because I'm married.
So wait, what is the problem with me then going to go fill?
It's not the
someone
same
else's
thing.
tank?
It's not the same thing.
If somebody can be a blessing unto my girl, why can't I be a blessing unto someone else's girl?
Because you're married. What part is he not getting, you guys?
This is what.
Who's right? Who's wrong?
Let us know in the comments, please. Please let us know.
He wants to
I
call
don't feel
me
like
delusional. I
Me
think it's him.
helping the world out should not be a problem. It should not.
But we both just got blessed with a full tank of gas.
I'm not sure
Free.
we did it. But
You're complaining about it.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, if I go fill up another woman's tank, a
You would
married
never.
woman,
You would
there
never.
should not be a problem with that because I see this is what the men are doing.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Let's go. All right. So yeah, I want y'all to take a very close look at his right wrist, right? That looks very familiar at what he has on right now. You might think that they also share some similar facial features. This is my little brother and his wife. They are content creators and they like to ask questions of the society. So they make these skits up for situations that they found online and situations that they developed themselves. Obviously, this didn't happen because they wouldn't be married anymore if it did. But let's read the comments so we can get going on this. Let's go straight through. We said classic. What's it going? McKinnon said this is the only an issue for people in an insecure relationship. Classic said I wouldn't believe this story from any woman on 2 feet. Black Mona Lisa said 111. Yes, what's up? What's up, Black Mona Lisa? What's good? She sounds stupid. And she was supposed to. Too Tight said stop the cap. Classic said he married a Jezebel. He said bro in a bad spot. Love for the bro though. He said if this would break a marriage, then that was a weak marriage. He said we all go through it, bro. So yeah, let's see what the rest of this skit looks like.
Blessing women nowadays. So that hey, I'm all good with it. I'm just saying, why can't we all just be a blessing unto each other?
Honey, if you think, okay, you go ahead and try to bless another married woman and see what happens.
I'm not trying to do anything, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
I just wanted to show you how it looks from the other side, right? It's a duty.
Yeah.
I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with it because I love blessings.
Yeah.
I love blessings. Anybody want to bless? Hey, I'm all down for it.
So good news for you, honey. That did not happen.
What did not happen?
I didn't even go get gas.
See, it's something about this story that just it didn't feel all the way there. Like
how? You don't think someone would do that for me?
I don't think no guy would do that for any girl without trying to hit on them or something. That's just my way because I just know how some of these guys is. They want something for what you feel me for something.
They want something for something.
Woo! I can tell you that.
But I feel
Now
like
you all
some people
good?
can just do it out of the kindness of their hearts, being nice.
Yeah. There was a man named Jesus once. Yeah, he was doing things out of kindness for his heart, but people nowadays, no sir, no sir.
All right.
I told y'all, was something about that story, y'all.
Yeah.
Something just didn't seem right. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, something just didn't seem right about that story. But
He just doesn't want anyone taking care of me.
I take care of my baby. She know that. So hey, in the comments, I still need y'all to let me know what side you feel me y'all was rocking with. Was I wrong? Was I right?
If you guys like this video, make sure you go ahead and give it a thumbs up and comment down below.
That's the fam, y'all. I appreciate them. They are hilarious. If you guys haven't been able to check them out, make sure y'all check out Zandon and Noe. They have a good time. He pranks the shit out of her too, as y'all will see. Y'all get to see the little wedding pictures and all that. They've been together. They are an example of a why did they do this one? They are an example of a couple who has been together from ninth grade, and they have spent their whole lives together, and they make pranks now.
And I could talk to all of his little friends. October 28th, what a fall day out.
She about to prank him and mess with his friends. My little sister, the doctor.
Welcome back to the channel, you guys.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Hey, Noelle, your pranks take too long. All the ones she set up takes way too long. Sorry, Noelle. I ain't got enough time on my show to do all of your pranks. But I see if y'all got any good ones. Y'all got any good ones I can throw real quick? Not the domestic violence prank. We're not gonna do that one. Okay, there we go. We do this one real quick.
This is
She
about
put
to
the
be
makeup
his.
on.
No, they just like came in the house. I thought you guys left the door.
What the? You don't know who what they look like.
No,
Have you ever seen them before?
No.
What you mean? Have you ever seen me with them?
No, like never.
You don't know how do they look?
Tall, and one was skinny, one was kind of short.
What the? Okay.
But I
Hey, y'all don't notice? Y'all don't notice that man called me so fast that day because he thought that this was a real thing. He called me so fast. He's like, we gotta go do something. I was like, what happened? He said somebody hit my wife. we was about to ride. Let's look at this comments though. Classic said, I've embraced the nature of women. They be lying and shit. The woman is life, and her name is Kim. Stand for keep it moving. That's the name of the game, my friend. McKenna said, the classic cousin, what was her name? And she did a number on you. Oh, that's where it came from. Okay. Said, my woman tell me a man spent money on her for nothing. I won't believe it, even if it's true. Just don't tell me. I'm gonna believe that's a lie, no matter what. Too Tight said, oh man, getting her tank filled. That ain't grooving and emotion over here. She needs to stop the cap. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the comment section said the same thing. It said, like, if this is a situation that happened in your life, you gonna question the girl about it, right? I know I would. I 100% would question who. What you mean he filled your tank up? What else he tried to fill up? Now we got a whole nother dichotomy here, y'all. It's not just the wife talk. We got some crazy stuff, and y'all know that anytime I play anything from this channel, it's probably going to be insane. So we're gonna hear about it, and we're gonna talk about it.
And he was like, the first night I met him, he wanted to have sex with me, but it happened, and then that's all he wanted, like a lot. Probably like 9 times out of 10, if a guy's honest with me and tells me he just wants sex, if I feel like I'm mentally and emotionally in a good state to just do that, and I think he's fine, then we can just do that.
Yeah.
I have gone on dates with people that I don't think I'm gonna be anything with them.
Why? That's a fraud.
I would say because it's for fun. I think that men don't really make it that clear as to what they're looking for. I've asked men what they're looking for, and they say, oh, not really like anything. But I'm not sure if they don't understand my question. I'm not the type of person that, oh, like, tell me what I want to hear. Because I have spoken to men that are like, oh, they'll ask me straight up, oh, did I say the wrong thing? Yeah. And I'll be like, no.
Of course you're not saying no.
No, but I'll say no, because just because you're not telling me what I want to hear doesn't mean that I'm going to stop talking to you.
How many dates do you need before you get intimate with the guy you're talking to?
I mean, I'm not counting. I'm not counting them. I don't think I don't have like a certain amount, like, oh, we'll go on the 5th date and then I'll see how I feel. No, I think it just depends on the person and the connection. But
yeah, I
have done that after 2 dates or after 3, and I've seen like a pattern as to it doesn't work out. I'm not sure if it's because of how short amount of time I waited, or if it's just because of the person. But I'm trying something new where I wait a little longer.
Is that true? Nice guys always end up last?
Yeah. And that's probably why I feel like a lot of women.
Yo, y'all heard it here. Not first or second or third or fourth or fifth. I ain't got enough fingers to put out there when they say nice guys. I don't have enough fingers for my rings, let alone for this. She said, nice guys will always finish last. Do y'all agree with this in the chat? If y'all think that nice guys finish last, I want y'all to put ones in the chat. If y'all think that nice guys finish first sometimes, I want y'all to put 2 in the chat. And if y'all think that nice guys always finish first, put a 5 in the chat. Put 5 on it. I really want to know.
Say all men are the same.
Women can handle the truth because most of the time.
Most women can't.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's hard to find a man that will say the truth.
It seems like women kind of like those liars.
You're right. You're not wrong.
They like those liars, and they really like guys who treat them like shit.
That's true, yeah.
They're attractive to that. Why do you think is that, though?
You know, what I learned from my own experience is that it's comfortable. And it's people tend to stay where they're comfortable. So if all a woman knows is being treated like shit or being lied to, then she's going to stay to that. She's not, when you find a man that tells you the truth and is honest with you and does not treat you like shit, treats you how you're supposed to be, how it's normal, it's different, and they're scared of it. So they tend to go back to what's comfortable and what they know.
So do you believe once a cheater, always going to be a cheater?
No. On that one, on one person, yes. If a man or a woman cheats on somebody they're with and they stay in that relationship, I do believe they're going to cheat on them again. But if somebody say I cheated on my ex and then I get in a relationship with somebody else, I don't think that means I'm going to cheat on that person too.
The type of man you are looking for, do you know what they're looking for in a woman?
So I can offer a man, I would say, respect. I can listen. I can offer, that was a good question. Got me thinking. I can be obviously I would say a shoulder to cry on. I feel like most men would be like, I don't need that. I can cook.
Can you?
I can.
Okay.
I could cook.
What do you bring to the table that you think another woman cannot bring it to a man that makes you special?
Okay. I think that, but I know that something I bring to the table that I feel like a lot of women don't is I care about my partner succeeding. I care about them bettering themselves. I think when a lot of women meet guys, they're like, oh, I want to meet this guy how I want the guy to be, if that makes sense. Already rich for some women, or already this. Yes, in certain aspects, yes, but I'm okay with meeting somebody and helping them get where they want to be. So I can be loyal. I can also respect somebody as long as I'm respected in return. Well, I think that women that do OnlyFans or whatever they do, for example, being a stripper, I feel like they still deserve the same respect, and you should still view that woman the same. I know to men it might sound a little crazy, but the same thing as a businesswoman, because I feel like you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I think that women now, they feel like they're the prize because men have made it, in the past, have made it seem as though women are not important. They haven't valued a woman in the past. If you listen to old school music or you watch old school TV, you see things that have happened in the past, women's rights and stuff like that. I think because it's been so hard to be a woman, being treated equal to a man, now women feel like, no, I'm going to be treated more than equal. I think that a woman would be single by choice if somebody does not come along that she's not interested in and meets all her expectations. But if somebody came along that was, I would say, the perfect guy, I would doubt that they would turn that down.
Do you think men have more rights than women?
I would like to say no, but I do believe, yeah, they do.
This is the Quickie Sidebar Talk. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Now, we ain't doing the sidebar. Look, she said a bunch of wild stuff. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. She said a bunch of wild stuff. Kira said, let's go here. Classic said, I'm not questioning her. I'm going to say, all for real. That's what's up. Let's start putting money away because it's a wrap. Bridget said, that nice stuff only worked when y'all both in school in New Hampshire. Kira said, once a cheater, it's not always a cheater. Kira, I'm going to need you to explain that. I dropped the link. If you're available, come on up here and talk about this one. I'm going to put a star on that. Once a cheater, not always a cheater. Tell us more, Kira. No type of person finishes first always. Most people are not amazing people handling themselves well at all times. This nice guy, non-nice guy crap is ridiculous. Hey, tell me more, McKinnon. I want to hear more about it. If the dichotomy is changing, let me know. So I have a request to be made from the family because they want to let y'all know that she don't just prank him and he pranks her back. And I think this is probably the best one in my opinion.
Core drugs. I'm really about to make her mad with this one though. Trust me. And so I don't know how I'm gonna play it off yet, but I'm gonna play it off real good to the point where she's just gonna start thinking like, oh, I don't know who I'm with. I'm with some drug abuser and all the crazy stuff. But we're going to see what's up. All right, so I'm just about to get this set up right now. Cocaine out, especially stuff you got to do with this kind of things, you feel me? I'm going to I believe that this is where it's at. Right now, just let her walk out and see me doing this. Said this prank, she probably want to leave me, you feel me? But hey, it's all fun and games right now. So I got this receipt right here. I know she's gonna be like, what is this? Like, what you gonna use this long thing right here to sniff all the way up to your nose? This thing got a whole mile to travel. Better. This should be a lot better. I hope because I gotta really play this off. I hope I don't sniff none of this sugar up for real. You feel me? This is exactly how it's gonna look. So so now all we're gonna do is just wait for her to come out. I'll be messing around. What's up, baby?
What?
I got something good.
What are you doing?
What do you mean? What are
you doing?
What do you mean? Don't you see this?
What? Xandon, you don't do this. We do not do this.
No, this is something for us. I'm just.
No, that is not for us. Like, why are you even doing this?
I'm saying this is something.
Xandon, are you trying to die?
What are you talking about? How would I die?
You're trying to kill yourself?
No, if you sit back and you.
I'm not. You're not doing this.
Look, if you sit back and watch.
Okay,
maybe
you'll
get a
can
new.
Go to jail.
Why would we go to jail?
Kill yourself all you want.
Why would we go to jail?
But why are you even recording yourself doing this?
It's for the fans. Right?
Xandon,
it's for the fans.
What are you talking about? I got something for you too. This is not all for me.
We're about to be done. This is what you think you're about to be doing with me.
I got some for both of us, not just me. I'm not stingy.
Xandon, I am not doing that.
I'm not stingy.
You are not about to do this either.
I'm about to do it.
Xandon, stop.
Stop. What are you doing? Watch.
Xandon,
move.
stop. We're definitely gonna be over.
Why?
Xandon,
look, this is. I got it from the real plug.
Xandon,
what are you doing? What? I got it.
Get rid of this. Go flush it down the toilet.
Do you know how much this costs?
Yes.
It's going to be gone by today.
Xandon, get rid of this.
No, we need some of this. This is our new life.
No.
This is what's going to change. This is going to change everything we ever thought about in the way of thinking.
Xandon, I don't have time.
This told me when you sniff this stuff up, you feel like Superman.
Xandon,
do you want to feel like Superman?
Do you want me to put you 6 feet under? Stupid.
You sniff this kind of stuff.
Let go of me.
It goes straight to the brain.
Yeah, that's why you're talking like you're stupid right now.
What you mean? I'm just saying. Can I do one line and show you?
No,
let me just show you.
Xandon,
Stop trying to hit me.
Get rid of this right now.
Okay. So.
And I don't mean sniffing.
No, I'm not sniffing it up. I have to put this stuff back in the bag.
No, you don't.
We can get our money back.
Do this.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Move.
No. What are you doing?
Move.
Not with the cocaine. No. What are you doing?
Get rid. I will put it in the grass.
What are you doing? Do you know how much money that is? What are you doing?
It's nothing. Xandon, why would you do that?
You're not about to waste all my money.
Like now we have to take you to the fucking hospital.
No,
Xandon.
I'll be okay.
Like why would you do that?
I'm gonna be okay. Oh man, it shoots right to the brain. What is going on?
I have no pity for you. You're fucking stupid.
What is going on?
I feel you there, classic. I can't do the pranks either.
Xandon, stop playing around. Like, are you supposed to be playing dead right now? You're doing a horrible job, so get up. Xandon, you got to be joking me right now.
Nah, I am playing with you though. It's a little prank. This is not real cocaine. The white girl. This is sugar. So
Xandon, why you flinch like that?
Not funny, Xandon.
I believe it was. You ain't gonna touch my neck no more. You was hitting me all in my head. And
Because
my face.
I don't want you doing drugs.
You don't want me doing drugs?
Yes.
Why not?
So
I'm just
that's
playing.
me caring about
I'm
you.
just
I
playing
have
with
to
you.
hit it out of you.
What, you gonna beat the drugs out of me?
Yeah. Guys, girls, do not do this to your boyfriend or girlfriend.
I think it's the perfect thing to do. If they get on your nerves a lot and they always nagging, this is the perfect thing to get them back with.
It
And
made me beat you up.
I know how against drugs she is, so you feel me? This is perfect. What will I come up with next?
That was rude.
What? Just coming up.
That was just very rude.
Said, what would I come up with next? Y'all give Xandon and Noe a follow. They trying to change their lives and stop pranking each other all day. Let's catch up with these comments. Kira said, I can definitely explain. Yeah, Kira. I mean, I dropped the link in the chat. You can come up if you want to. I got like 10 minutes left. Come on up here. Yeah, come on up here, Kira. Too tight said, I done seen some master simps of screw that nice stuff. Better assert your respect and dominance. This is the animal kingdom over here. Classic said, "B done pranked me right out of this marriage. I'm cool. I don't play that much. Black Queens forever." By the way, I didn't see the link. I'll get to you right now. Here you go. What's up, Tons? How you doing, man? There you go, Kira. McKinnon said it's not a dichotomy. I mean, Classy, you can come up too if you're free. He says not a dichotomy. This is the equivalent of generalizations, stereotypes. Each person is nuanced. Yes, commonalities exist, but they are not written in stone. Are all black people lazy? I don't think most black people are lazy. So yeah, I feel you. It's not a thing. We said McKinnon, what? No, that goddamn it, Tons t-shirt. No, classic with the strong arm. Yeah, I'm waiting on Kira. We done with Xander and Noe for now. They got a whole lot of videos and a whole lot of subscribers. So Xander and Noe, go ahead and do your thing. You know, y'all need to get back on it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them for what is it? How long has it been? They've been together. They've been together for like almost 20 years. That's a long time to almost be together for that long. Married and shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been doing y'all thing. Y'all been doing y'all thing. All power to the lovely couples. Y'all stop putting y'all hands on each other though. That's even for TV. Even for TV. They gonna misconstrue that one day. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that. Come on, Kira, we waiting on you. In the meantime, while we wait on Kira, I'm gonna play a video from you for you guys. Kira's here. Kira is in the building. Okay, let's go.
Hey Tez.
What's up, Kira? How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on?
Not too much. How you feeling, Kira?
Great. So really quick to touch on this topic. This is just a theory. What I've seen in past experiences with, you know, relationships that I've seen. Men and women obviously date for two completely different, or cheat, excuse me, for two completely different reasons. So what I've seen in the past is that men typically cheat whenever the opportunity present, like if an opportunity and time presents itself, right?
Mhm.
And a woman typically cheat because she's emotionally invested or not emotionally invested, right?
Mhm.
So men who cheat, if they are in love with a woman, they can still find themselves cheating because the opportunity in the space presents itself. But if a man is disciplined, he won't. If a woman is emotionally and mentally checked out, then there's no hope. I hope I'm making sense.
So what you're saying is cheating is based
Mhm.
on the emotions.
No, for a woman, the cheating is based off of emotions. The man, most men typically cheat because the opportunity presents itself and they either make the decision to cheat or not to cheat. A woman is emotionally invested in cheating. So for a man can start and stop cheating whenever he feels like it because there's no emotional connection there. A woman, once she cheats, then it's pretty much over with.
Uh,
So for a man in the situation, I believe that a man he can stop cheating if he, if he wants to create an environment with the wife or with his woman, he can stop. But a woman, I don't know. So I
so
guess it's like one of those double standards.
the question that I'm trying to get the answer to:
Mhm.
if a woman cheats, she is cheating for what?
Because a woman typically cheats whenever she's kind of like checked out of whatever situation she's in. So it's more of an emotional cheating. So I should have been a little bit more clear with my comment. Men, once a cheater is not always a cheater in terms of that relationship. But a woman, once a woman has cheated, it's over with. The relationship is over. I don't
So you
believe there's
so you're
mhm.
saying there's no saving a relationship if a woman cheats.
No, it's over. It's over.
I've said that for years, and everybody shouted me down.
No, it's over. It's over with. If a woman cheats on her man, it's over.
Okay, real quick from Xanon and Noe, we got a message that said, "Thank y'all. We appreciate everything y'all said. We are moving in a different direction, but we would love for y'all to stay along." So they said they're done with pranks. They said they are done with pranks. Their new future direction in their marriage and in their life is to no longer do prank videos. So, um, so I think that you might have influenced them a little bit here. I mean, so do you think that that a relationship can stay if a man cheats?
Absolutely. Mhm.
Tell me more about that.
Um, I mean, the man will have to put in a lot of work. I mean, a lot of women experience cheating within their relationship from the man. Probably more than what women will probably want to admit. I hate to say it's a social norm, but I feel like in this day and age, I think that a lot of women, if not all women, have experienced being cheated on
So, okay,
to
so
some degree. To some degree.
let me see if I can bring all of this together and try to bring it home. And if I
Mhm.
say something that is outside of what you were trying to say, please don't hesitate to stop me.
Sure.
The perspective that I am getting from you, and this is the way that I'm taking it,
Mhm.
is that a woman will, once she reaches the point of cheating, she no longer wishes to be in a relationship with the man that she cheated on. And
No,
that it is
I wouldn't necessarily say that because women we think we think a little bit further than men in terms of like the way that we move, like strategically. A woman could stay with a man because some kind of way she's benefiting from that relationship, but it's over in her mind. Like she's there just to kind of like, her life is comfortable. But for the most part, it's over. Like if it's over, like she doesn't really have much of a, she doesn't respect him. She doesn't have much of a emotional connection to him. Like she's just there to make her like life easier, basically.
okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think that men cheat for the same reason?
No, because most men don't think. A lot of men don't think. They don't think about why they're cheating. It's just that opportunity presents itself, and then it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take the opportunity because the time and the place matched. A lot of men don't really think for. They don't. Some men don't think past their. They don't. They don't think. They think with their little head, not their big head. Put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rigid says just skip the primal parts in every person. I guess is non-existent now. Rigid believes that it's just biological.
No, I don't. I don't. I don't believe that every. I don't. I don't believe that every man cheats either. I believe that most people have experienced cheating in their life to some degree, but that doesn't necessarily mean that every man cheats or everyone cheats. I've never cheated.
I like to say that
You
some
know
of
what I
us are
mean?
selective and that we don't do it because we're selective. It's not necessarily a moral thing. It's more of a selective thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not doing it
Yeah.
because we don't want to. Because let's
Wait,
face the fact,
say I was going to say that one more time.
the men that don't cheat, there's two types of men that don't cheat. They're the men that can't afford to cheat, and they're the men that simply don't want to because they value themselves. You got to think about it this way. I'm a firm believer that y'all only like 11 guys, right? I'm a firm believer y'all like 11 guys and that's it, and everybody else is left out.
Mhm.
That the one he has a pick of a lot, but he
Mhm.
chooses not to cheat because he don't want the rest of everybody else. But he already knows he's one of the 11. He understands that. So
Right.
it's the same thing for a woman that says, I don't cheat. You got guys in your inbox all day. She could say that she doesn't cheat. It might be the same way for, I don't know, Rodney.
Mhm.
Everybody likes Rodney until they don't, right?
True. Yeah.
Mama liked Rodney, right? Mama used to cook for Rodney. Rodney sent text messages. How your mama doing? I miss her cooking. Don't
Yeah,
be
but just
laughing, Kira.
well, just because, but like you said, I think that yeah, I don't believe that everybody has a
No,
desire.
y'all,
Mhm.
no, Kira, no,
Come on
Kira.
now, dog. Come on, man.
Kira, you just glitched. You glitched live on the TezDown. I think we might have had the third TezDown glitch ever, and it just happened to you.
Oh my gosh, it took me out.
Where did that come from, Kira? On her, you got to if you can hear me, you got to reload it once that happens. Yeah, there we go. She back in here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a call.
You all good? You all good? Kira?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I missed that last
You
part. Go ahead.
definitely glitched. You're going to have to go ahead and talk about that glitch, Kira.
No. Okay, so I had a call come in.
No,
Repeat what you were saying.
Before that, I said so. Rodney will call and be like, or text and be like, tell your mama I said hi, I miss her cooking. And you glitched out?
No. I don't know what it is for anybody else. I don't get those kind of DMs. So I can't speak on that. I don't know. I don't put myself in those positions to even receive those kind of DMs. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't even say that.
I will say that you're not putting yourself in the position to do that, as well as probably having your DMs turned off to anybody that doesn't follow you or people that you follow. There's ways to make sure people don't talk to you. There is. I use a lot of them. So I understand.
I don't from me being like a personal standpoint, I don't have any of those. I don't have any of that. So anybody can DM me, anybody can message me, anybody can do any of that. Like I don't get those kind of DMs. But in the same breath,
what's up, Miss Kira?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Bridget had a question. He said, I'm saying we just can't exclude the animal in us, the right situation. If they'll take half of everything respectfully, women will cheat even randomly. Is that you don't think so?
I don't believe that women will I don't believe that all women will take half of everything. I don't. Like if God forbid something was to happen in my situation, I'm leaving with the drawers that I have on. I don't want shit. I'm out of here. Like so even the notion of like all women just want to take half or all I don't believe that. I feel like a lot of women are built up a lot of their situations. I believe that a lot of women are strong and sufficient without having to take half of a man's whatever. But yeah, so I don't necessarily believe that.
I think there's a bunch of women that don't want anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't believe in a prenup. I think the prenup taints the marriage before you even get started. If you date your wage, if you date your wage, what are we prenuping? If a man was to, if my husband was to come to me with a prenup before we got married, I would have started laughing at him.
You would have laughed at the man?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Come on now, dog.
Yeah. Like a prenup? Are you serious?
You would have hit him with the laugh in his face?
A smooth laugh, and I would have just been like, "All right, you got it." Like, what are we talking about here?
You would have hit him with the Jordan?
Listen, I would have probably started cracking up.
All right.
Yeah,
look,
like
most of these things don't end the way that you're talking about. From what I have seen, most of them end just like this.
Baby mama versus deadbeat daddy.
That's how.
Yeah, I don't know the type of situations that you see, but I feel like a lot of the women that I've seen.
Kira, I see it all.
Yeah, but the internet's not a real place, Tez. Come on now, you know it's a lot of foolishness on the internet, bro. Like that. I'm kind of disgusted how social media has came in and like destroyed these relationships. Like,
tell me about it. No, I mean really, tell me more about it.
I'm disgusted with you too. Not you. I'm disgusted with it too.
Yeah.
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 You know, it just makes you want to scream, don't it?
Yeah, and most of the time, the people giving relationship advice, they're never in a relationship. So it's like people are giving advice to people who can't even sustain a long-term relationship. It's
No,
like,
they
what
never
are we talking
are.
about?
You know what, Kira? I think that what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to bring you back. You know, whether it be me, whether it be the royal we, or whether it be on the human experience, we will need to bring you back and have some more conversation about this. So you should probably get with me and Classic, or me or Classic, and try to make something happen.
Sounds good.
Why you ain't say nothing? I'm only gonna do this once. You always knew I made
Don't worry, we're not off the air yet.
Why you ain't say nothing? You believed in me the whole time, for real? Yeah. I couldn't tell. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages on moon getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? But watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't call? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Stages on moon getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Put that on my soul.
If you guys didn't know, we have a show coming up. Kira, did you know that?
Absolutely, I'll be there.
Kira will be there at the Singles and Soulmates tour on June the 6th, 2026 in Columbus, Georgia at the Hideaway Lounge. Make sure you guys screenshot this and get your tickets. Make sure you guys tap in with the rest of the Raw Society Coalition. Make sure you guys tap in with the rest of the Ben Podcast members that have showed up and what they're doing. They're done for the day though, but you can catch it. They did the dinner tables today, which I do that show sometimes with them too. But we had some business to handle today, and we did that business that handle today. Did we, Kira?
Absolutely.
Kira, do you know what I always tell these people before I get up out of here?
What you say, Tez?
I always tell them, I am Tez, I'm 2-4. This has been the TezDown, and I'll catch you in another 24. Thank you for coming on today, Kira. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime.
See y'all later.
Have a good one.
I'm the Tez. I'm the Tez.
Welcome to the TezDown. Welcome.
I'm the Tez.
Mic check 1 2. Welcome. Welcome to the TezDown. Party time.